From the questionnaire shown, it is clear our target audience is females between 16 to 22. Our music videos, ancillary tasks and any other feedback received was then gained from this age group and gender. We then asked 50 members of our target audience who are between the ages of 16 and 22 to fill out a mise-en-scène survey where they had to choose appropriate locations, props and costumes for an indie pop genre song. From the questionnaire shown on screen, we learned that our audience mainly listened to music through YouTube and CDs. From gaining this information, we decided that we would distribute our music video and music in these ways. We also learned this from completing the questionnaire that our target audience are influenced by the quality of the music video, and if in their opinion the music video is of a poor quality, this may affect whether they listen to the song. From gaining this information, we understood we must make high quality music video and include what our target audience wants to see, so they will listen to the song. For example, the results of the questionnaire showed that props, location and narratives help make a music video enjoyable to watch. Therefore, we concentrated on these elements to make our music video as entertaining as possible for our target audience. From the questionnaires, we also learned our target audience wanted us to film our music video in a party scene and in a field, as they believed they would be appropriate locations for an indie pop video, and this would support our genre and encourage our target audience to watch the video. We then asked 50 members of our target audience who are between the ages of 16 and 22 to fill out a mise-en-scène survey where they had to choose appropriate locations, props and costumes for an indie pop genre song. From the mise-en-scène survey, we learned that our audience believed the most appropriate locations for our indie pop song would be a field and garden night scene. Clothing, our audience believed casual trendy clothing, a dress and an ethereal outfit should be included in our music video, and props we should use are fairy lights and a guitar. Stage in our planning task was to complete a treatment. A treatment is an overall plan of the music video and it is broken down into verses and choruses. This allows you to plan what will happen each stage and a sense of development and understanding is achieved. We then allowed our target audience to read our treatments and give feedback to our draft. We found this really beneficial and as it enabled us to improve our treatment and make it what our target audience wanted to see and fulfil more conventions.
I think to improve your treatment you could use shot times, for example say a wide shot at a party.
From gaining the feedback from the draft of our treatment and then making an improved treatment based on our feedback shows how I had made use of the improvements which I received so my music video would fulfil my target audience's needs. I found gaining the feedback really beneficial as it enabled me to make the best possible treatment, which then had a positive effect on my music video final product. We then decided we would present a pitch to our target audience. In our pitch, we gave an overview of the music video and the song and genre which we had chose, conventions which we aimed to meet, the brand image which we targeted towards, and elements of mise-en-scène. After we had delivered our first pitch to our target audience, we then asked whether they had any feedback. With the feedback we then received, we made a new pitch which enabled us to fulfill our target audience's needs and wants of the music video and make the genre even clearer.
It's a good choice of song with lots of potential. However, don't the lyrics contrast with the happy vibe you aim to complete?
There's a clear understanding on genre, however, you're vague on editing. In your next pitch, I think you need to include this more.
The locations were good, but you need to consider more camera movement.
For our main media products, we then had to think of a name for our artist. The artist name had to be of the indie pop genre and support our brand image. We wrote a list of potential artist names and then gave the list to our target audience. This then enabled them to have a say in what they believe our artist should be called, as they are the people we are aiming our artist towards. Therefore, their decision is vital in making the correct choice.
I really like the name Fern Piper as it sounds like a realistic indie pop artist's name.
From all the positive feedback we received from the artist name Fern Piper, we decided this would be our final choice. I then had to create designs for our digipack. The digipack was a really important piece of our A2 media coursework, as it was one of our final productions. Therefore, I wanted to make sure our target audience had an influence in the making of the digipack and that they liked the design. Therefore, me and my team member in total made 4 digipacks. We then allowed our target audience to give us feedback on the digipacks. From the feedback which we received, we then made our final digipack.
I like the idea of handwritten fonts, but I think you need to make space for the record label.
Add patterns to panels.
We found receiving the digipack feedback really beneficial as it enabled us to make the best possible digipack for our target audience. We decided to keep the handwritten fonts idea as we believed it was an indie pop convention and our target audience liked it. We then adapted Chloe's feedback and applied space for the record label as this was a really important convention to include. We also took Libby's advice and added patterns to panels. I then had to make designs for our advert. Our advert was a really important part of our A2 coursework as it was one of our final productions. The aim of the advert was to fulfil as many conventions as possible, make sure the indie pop genre was clear and promote our artist. Therefore, me and my team member decided to make 4 advert ideas which we would then give to our target audience, and we received feedback on what they liked and disliked. This was really beneficial as it helped us to meet our target audience's need and allowed us to learn a lot.
I think you should add sepia effects.
I like the idea of Infinity by Fern Piper.
I like the use of close-ups.
We found receiving the advert feedback really beneficial as it enabled us to target our advert towards our target audience. From the feedback we learned, our audience liked the idea of Affinity by Fern Piper. They liked the use of close-ups, however they believed we should add sepia effects to the images to make it less pop and more indie pop, and we agree with this feedback. However, in our final production of our advert we decided to go against the idea of a close-up of our artist, as we believed the long shot looked a lot better. We told our target audience about the change we decided to make and they agreed to look professional. Here is a Facebook page I made of our artist Fern Piper and the final 3 media products. By making this page it allowed members of my target audience to like and comment with feedback. Overall our feedback was really positive and confirmed to me the importance of audience feedback, as without their input I would not have been able to make such successful products. Overall, audience feedback was heavily important in our 18 leading construction stages. It enabled us to make sure the products we were making were going to be liked by our audience and that they fulfilled their needs. With help from the audience, this also allowed us to meet conventions of the product itself and indie pop conventions.